ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a big round of applause for our sister Kim Purifoy, who is the manager of the wellness department here at Sevenanda, and we are so excited that she has brought together such an amazing event like today. This is a presentation that's all about holistic health and well-being. And as you know from the last presenter, Dr. Marty did an amazing job. Let's give him a hand as well. I love this guy because what he talked about in his last presentation really just goes right into this presentation. He's really talking about loving and caring for yourself and those amazing relationships that you have with writing your thoughts. And today you can do journaling in so many different ways because it used to be it had to be on paper. But today you can take your phone and you see there's an area where you can record. You can do audio recordings on your phone and you can just press that button and you can just talk about your experience for the day. You can talk, as Dr. Marty spoke about earlier, how did that make me feel? What am I experiencing now as a result of what just happened to me? Or what happened in my life, because it's not happened to me. And I can get to that in a whole nother story, because it's not about things happening to you. As he stated earlier, we create these things through our own ways of being. We draw things to ourselves. So, journaling is one of those ways that you can engage in daily self-care. You can get up in the morning and put your notepad to the side of your bed, and you can use it as a dream journal where you write down your dreams, the things you might have thought about during your dream time or experiences. You can write about what you would like for your day to be like in your journal before you ever let your feet hit the ground, because you are intentionally creating your day through that experience. And you can set the tone for how you want to feel throughout the day. Did you know that you can feel joy and excitement and bliss just by saying, I'm going to feel joy, excitement, and bliss today? And when you set that intention, then everything else that occurs that is not like joy, excitement, and bliss, you can put a wall, a barrier there, this invisible thing that stops it and causes it to go back the other way, and you only create and have come to you what you desire. So you are in control. So that's what this self-care is really all about, knowing that you are in control. So that's one tip. Another thing I want to do is I kind of weave in my story of transformation. One of the other things that I did during this time when I was homeless and getting my life back together and trying to figure out how I got there and where I want to go and what am I going to do next. One of the things I did was walk a lot, and that became one of my mainstays. I began to walk in the neighborhood, get to know my neighborhood a lot better than I'd ever known before. You know how some people tell you what's going on in your neighborhood and you believe it? But when you walk, you find things are so much different than what people told you about. You actually run into people and you say, hey, how are you today? And then they engage in a conversation with you. You look in their eyes, you connect. That person can begin to tell you what's going on in their life, and you share what's going on in yours. Before you know it, you recognize the commonalities. You realize that we are the same, we are one, we're not so different from one another, right? But then you also realize that the pain and the hurt that you were experiencing, that you thought was so big, you find out that other people have pain and hurt and feelings that are as big or even greater, and then sometimes it takes you immediately to a state of gratitude. And that's what I love about connecting with people. It makes me grateful. It makes me so excited to be alive because I recognize that the things that I think of as problems are this big. They're not big. Not really big at all. But in my mind at the time, it appeared to be big. Out of this world, gigantuous really. So that is very, very good. Walking and connecting and being in the present moment with people who you are a part of a community with. That is very powerful for self-care. So, walking was a big deal for me. It helped me to connect. It helped me to exercise, get movement. It helped me to recognize how unfit I was. Now, I mean, shoot, I could do. First thing I did when I moved here to Atlanta was entering a 5K. I was about to turn 50 years old, and I've been here for 3 years now. So 3 years ago, I did my very first 5K. And I had to use that walking to help me to train and get developed so that I can do a 3.5 mile run walk. And by the way, I did it my very first time in 41 minutes. And I was very excited. I don't know if I could do it again, but I keep walking to help me. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more when we get to the end of this presentation, because I want you to hear some of the things that I had to program myself with to keep myself going. Because it's not as easy all the time as we think that it is. If we're trying to do it alone, we need to bring in a support system. And sometimes that support system is really what kicks us through to the, when we feel like we can't go any further. So I'm going to share that with you at the end of this presentation. Another thing that really helped me during the time when I was making the transition, when I was growing internally, spiritually, emotionally, when I was becoming the new me that I am today. One of the things that helped me was going back to my roots. And when I say my roots, I'll just tell you, I started this holistic health journey over 20 years ago. And at the root of it all was aromatherapy, essential oils. Right upstairs in the wellness department, you will find a slew of essential oils. And let me tell you about essential oils and why it was so beneficial to me at the time when I was getting started with learning about a holistic lifestyle. First of all, it's simple. It's in a bottle. And all I have to do is, if I like, I could create a concoction, if you will. Thank you so much for my wonderful bottle. I like these blue bottles that are upstairs. And do you know why they use blue bottles? Tell me, why do you think they use these bottles?
Keep the sun out.
Thank you. Keep the sun out. This is what's going to keep your essential oils from going rancid so quickly. So you want to keep the sun out, and it only takes a few drops because they're very, very potent. Essential oils are like the essence of the plants, herbs, flowers, and trees from which they are derived from. So when you take this and put it in this bottle, it only takes maybe about, I'm going to put 4 drops. Now this is one of my favorite blends. Lemongrass. Lemongrass is just, oh my God. It's all that in a bag of chips. And then what I like to blend with it is 4 drops of peppermint. 2, come on, 3, 4. Simple. Very simple, easy. You put this in make your little, this concoction or elixir or whatever you want to call it. But it's amazing what it does for you because essential oils have these wonderful properties. Now the properties can be physical, they can be emotional, they can affect you in many different ways. So I want you guys to feel how this affects you and how easy it is to apply. I generally just take a little mist. I mean, I feel it before I even start spraying because I know what to expect. But I want you to pass that around. You can spray it however you want.
Be careful with the eyes.
Yeah, be careful with the eyes. Lemongrass and peppermint both are, when they touch the skin and stuff, can be irritants. But for me, I'm used to it. I just kind of close my eyes when I mist and stuff and just keep it moving. But it's refreshing, it's invigorating, uplifting. The peppermint and both the lemongrass have those properties. They are both energizing and uplifting. But what I really love about the lemongrass is because the grass has the grounding and earthy components to it. So grounding is very important to me because I can get out here very quickly. It's kind of my personality. I'm an Aries, fire sign. It's easy for me to go there. So I need something that's going to keep me grounded and just in my body, if you will. So essential oils, aromatherapy is so powerful. Do you know that you can add essential oils to your bath? You can put drops in your bath. You can add essential oils to your laundry if you want to freshen them and you don't want to use the fragrances that come in some of the not so natural laundry detergents, and you want to add essences to the what am I talking about? Laundry. I'm talking about to the wash cycle. You want to put in the wash cycle. If you want to put some in the vent there, you can do it in the rinse. Because think about it, essential oils have antifungal, antibacterial, antiseptic. It has many properties that are beneficial in so many different ways. So this is why aromatherapy was such a wonderful lead in to the holistic health world for me. And I use it every day for my clients as well because I know that it's going to assist them with managing stress, for one. Everybody know about stress, right? Anybody in here got stress? You got stress? No stress? Well, how about this? Anybody in here got a husband? Anybody in here got a wife, children, a job, a business? A life? Thank you very much. If you have any of those things, then you have the capacity to have stress in your life. And stress is not just something that happens when someone else introduces something to you that you don't like. Did you know that your body feels stressed just by going outside if it's cold? If you're coming from a warmer temperature and you step out into a cooler temperature, your body begins to shake and shiver to try to get to a place of homeostasis, right? So that state that is not homeostasis is stress. Because there's something that's imbalanced and it's not going on like it should. So you desire, your body desires, your mind, your spirit desires to be in homeostasis. So that's what you work toward, is getting to that place. But in the meantime, you need some tools. And that's what we're talking about today, is tools. Another thing that's very beneficial. Have you ever wondered why candles are a part of a multi-billion-dollar industry? People use candles in so many different ways. It's unreal. But for the self-care, I want you to think of it like this. This is wax and a wick in a container. And when you add light to it, thank you so much. When you add light to it, a fire, it illuminates, right? So I want you to kind of think of, as you prepare for creating your own me time experiences, think of when you light this as a representation of the light within you. Okay? So when you light your candle and you sit it down, imagine yourself in the light within you that is illuminating. So right now, I want you all to close your eyes. You are in a safe space, so it's okay to let all of the distractions or thoughts about your phone that is sitting beside you that you really want to pick up, but you know that you're in a classroom and you shouldn't. So put those things out of your mind. Focus your intention and your attention on the light inside of you. You are the light of the world, manifested for all to see. You are the light that the Creator of all things has placed so that your brothers your solar plexus. The light is radiating. The light within you is expanding beyond you and out into the entire world. In fact, this light is expanding beyond the world that we know, and even into the expanded universe around us. We are galactic beings. We are human beings. We are light beings. And we know that in all things, our focused intention should always be to be in the present moment, filled with love, filled with joy, filled with peace and abundance and prosperity will rain down upon us as we know who we are, what we are, and our purpose in this life. Take a deep breath in and blow it out slowly. Take another deep breath in and blow it out slowly. Breathe in again and breathe out. Now you can open your eyes slowly. And if you are one of the people who didn't feel confident or safe enough to close your eyes, just know that this is a practice that you can engage in at any given point in time in your own home. You don't have to be around strangers. Stopping, closing your eyes, breathing, and repeating an affirmation of some type is a huge form of self-care. It creates a me-time experience as soon as you begin. You might not have this wonderful music by Yatafari that I love so desperately. I know the artist, he's a music practitioner, and we've had a wonderful long relationship over the years where we have shared music, and I've had the opportunity to do poetry with his music, and it's just a wonderful thing to have that, and those have turned into my affirmations. And today I want to share another one of those affirmations. It's a poem, if you will, but it's something that came to me one day as I was listening to his music, and it just meant so much to me. And I want to share it with you because I want you to know that you all have the creativity inside of you, because we are creative beings, right? Created by the Creator, and we are created to create. So everything around us was created, right? The chairs, the things on the wall, the lights, the lamps, even the essential oils. All of these things were created, right? Through the minds of us. So you have to know that. And when you begin to think about how will I create my me time experience for today, just know that it's all about you. It's all about how do you want to feel, right?
That's right.
How do you want to feel? How do you want to experience your day? You create that. And so, as I move forward, let's see. Oh my God. Woo. This is a special little bag, but this special little bag here has some gems for me. I really love crystals and stones and earthly stones. So these are some of my favorite crystals. And I carry these around in my bag because crystals are very grounding. It helps you to connect to the earth from which they came, right? But then every crystal, every stone has a meaning or purpose, if you will. And you can always go online, do a quick Google search, and you can search the ones that are most important to you. But these are some of the ones that were most important to me. I am also a follower of the 13th. Cinnamon has taught me so much. I have learned, I have grown, I have developed into the me that I am because of his awesomeness. So give a big, warm round of applause for the witch doctor, Akhenaten Salam Bey. Come on up here. Okay. I want to give him an opportunity because I know we wrote the book together, I Love Me, the Ultimate Self-Care Guide for Healing Artists. It's upstairs. You will be signing those books for you after this presentation. But I know that he wants to share something from our experience in writing this book, from our own life experiences. And we only have about 15 minutes left, but I want to make sure that he gets in what he wants to share, and then I'll prepare the ending for our session today. Thank you.
All right, y'all give it up for Versandra. I mean, she really does an awesome job. You see how much energy she has?
Yes.
Right? But that's the same kind of energy she brings even on our program, Night Watch Expressions. And I invite you all to share with us if you haven't. Every Wednesday, we say Wednesday so you don't get it twisted. Some people don't understand, Tuesday night is really Wednesday when it comes midnight, so they get confused. So I came up with a kind of twist to say Wednesday, midnight to 3 a.m. is Night Watch Expressions on WRFG, and we are listener-supported radio, if I can plug us. All right, Sabananda is very unique in terms of, we almost started off at the same time, as a co-op, so WRFG is in a sense a co-op.
Yeah.
It has eclectic programming and just about every community that you can think of is represented at WRFG. WRFG means Radio Free Georgia. Doesn't mean it's free to operate though. It takes a lot of money to do that. So I hope this is, this what they call a shameless plug, right? To support WRFG. We've been there for 42 years because of people like you, just like Sabananda, because of people like you. But real quick, I want to thank Kim for bringing this in. I asked her, because I want you to kind of see it. This is just a dynamic book. Y'all seen this already if you had it passed around. You got to hear her story as a homeless healer. Now, some of us have not had that experience being homeless, but let me tell you, if someone is homeless and can take the information and come out of homelessness and come to a point where you are loving yourself and then extending that love to other people by doing what she does, having workshops, seminars, and teaching people how to evolve to become the best that you can be optimally. That's a story to read. You'll get real inspired from it. And I don't think she mentioned, but there's a journal in here. That's what the new edition is so unique about. And journaling is powerful, as she talked about, because it's your words. And this is what I want to leave you with, because in this book, too, this is a self-care guide for healing artists. But I want you to know, you are a healing artist. I don't care if it's when you bump your knee or something, what do? You go down and you hold it, right? You're healing because there's some energy that's being transferred. I want us to understand this aspect of energy as I leave you with this important part. Because as, what is his name, Dr. Marty? He gave some powerful information, and he's really talking about energy. And energy is always transforming. Do you know that? You are energy. I teach some youth about solar energy. That's one of the things I do as a licensed electrical contractor in solar energy. And, you know, it's energy from the sun that's being converted to electrical energy, right? But we are always converting electrical energy. Do you know this is a product of thinking? Thinking is energy. There's not a thing in here that didn't originate from a thought. Am I right? Amen. This came from a thought. The clothes you're wearing came from a thought. Everything comes from thought. Now I'd like to take it deeper, because thoughts come from who? You. You are the thinker. Say this with me. Because affirmations are good, as Versandra was saying. One of the first aspects of self-care is to affirm yourself and who you are. So say this with me. I am the thinker.
I am the thinker.
That thinks.
That thinks.
Thinks thoughts.
Thinks thoughts.
That create things.
That create things.
I am the thinker.
I am the thinker.
That thinks.
That thinks.
Thinks thoughts.
Thinks thoughts.
That create things.
That create things.
One more time as we hit the mental, the emotional, the spiritual. I am the thinker.
I am the thinker.
That thinks.
That thinks.
Thinks thoughts.
Thinks thoughts.
That create things.
That create things.
Y'all with that? There's not a thing that wasn't created from a thinker. It's all about your thoughts. So when you first wake up and you'll hear us hear different exercises that focus on every aspect of yourself. You have your physical self, you have your mental self, you have your emotional self, right? You have your soul aspect, you have your spirit aspect. The basic 5 bodies of which represent who you are. And you have to take care of those selves. You with me on that? So, but let's go back to the origin of it all. Before your physical, the emotional, the mental, right? The mental is, this is a mental world before it's a physical material world, right?
Yeah, right.
So that's where we want to go, to the cause. And then you can always determine what? The effects. All right? So I want to close out with this small exercise that we do. I want everybody to stand up with me. That creates energy in itself, right? That thought was energy. And think of energy as this. Inner, and G for the God in you. All right? So now, take yourself and hold yourself. I mean, like you really love you. You love you?
Oh,
Yes.
This book is called what?
I love me.
So you have to mean it. So go ahead and love yourself. Say, I love myself.
I love myself.
As a manifestation
as a manifestation
of the Creator.
of the Creator.
I love myself. Say it like you mean it.
love myself
As a manifestation
As a manifestation
of the Creator.
of the Creator.
I love myself.
I love myself
As a manifestation
as a manifestation
of the Creator.
of the Creator.
Now, when you love yourself, you know you have the ability to love someone else. For sure. See, you cannot love anyone else unless you love yourself. So let's try something here with me. Just using your hand, because remember, hands have energy. I know Baba Yoga knows that. He teaches that about energy. So let's use our energy and send it off to others. Now, I want you to try some kind of we come to it. First we start with ourselves, right? Say, I love myself.
I love myself.
So much.
So much.
That I can love
You. I can love you.
so much.
So much.
That you can
love you
so much
so much
that you can start loving me. You got that?
Like I
You see that love? That's the energy. That's the love, because love is reciprocal. And it all starts from you. From me. I'm glad you personalized it. Y'all got it. That's what it's all about. I love me. Thank you all.
Well, thank
Thank you, Akhenaten Salam Bey. He is the host and producer of Night Watch Expressions on WRB 89.3 FM. And I just love what he just brought to you guys, because we do have to recognize it begins with us. You cannot fix, I was going to say some names, I ain't had no business, but you can't fix them other people.
Amen. Thank you.
The only thing you can fix is you.
Yes.
Work on you. So in your meantime experiences, know that you are doing it with purpose. Because as you heal yourself, you are healing all of humanity. One of my favorite books, The Course in Miracles, it says, when I am healed, I am not healed alone. You are not healed alone, because as you are healed, everybody around you is getting some of that good stuff. They getting that healing. So just focus on you in your me time and fit it in as often as you can throughout your day. It's not just how you start the day, it's how you go to lunch. It's how you go on your break at work. It's how you drive home in the traffic. Me time experiences. People love to get in my car. I used to drive for Uber all the time, and they called my car Spy Uber. Why? Because I knew the people getting in my car would be coming in with some energy that may not fit my lifestyle. And I didn't want that in my car. So I'm like, hey, how do I resolve this before it even gets started? I would have my aromatherapy in there, and they would get in the car. Oh my God, it smells so good in here. I set the tone. If you're going to be in my space, then this is how we do it. Okay? Yes. So you set the tone. You set the tone in your home, at your workplace, in your office, at your desk. Everywhere you go, you set the tone. So if you work on you, then you can expand that out. So finally, as we close out and prepare for the next presenter, I do want to give another huge shout out to Seven Nanda Natural Food Co-op. This place is the bomb, and for them to even say it's okay to have your books in here and make them available to the customers that come through is an honor. It's an honor to me. It's an honor to Akhenaten. We are so happy to be a part of this family. And as we close, I want to leave one final poem. And this is something that came to me after getting out of the shelter, getting back on track, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at a picture of a waterfall. I have this affinity to waterfalls, I'm telling you, waterfalls. And I didn't know before where it was coming from, but I told you my affirmation of my signature, commanding flow, universal waters. That's where the affinity came from. I'm like, universal waters. And, you know, if you go to my YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/touch me with love. And you'll see some videos. I mean, there's 100 and something videos there. I've been doing this a long time, y'all. When I tell you 20 years I've been in this to win it, it's because I know that I have the ability to touch lives, and I am on a mission to touch the world. And I do that through my training and workshops. And as I touch one, the other person touches another, and they say each one reach one. This is my way of doing that. But this poem says, I am the quintessence of the divine, most perfect of all creation, with power to produce at will seeds that multiply like ripples in an ocean. The personification of I am, beautiful, radiant, absolute, and undeniable. I am love. You are love. We are love. And as we keep that on our minds at all times, and we know that this world is automatically changing to the most amazing, wonderful place that it could possibly be, because when love exists in any space, everything else is all good. So thank you so much for your time in this self-care workshop, and I hope to see you upstairs as we sign and autograph your books.
You too can make the world a better place to live and love. Get unstuck. Live life with purpose. Be your best self.
We who rest on the principles of divine law, or the activity of I am, are made new again, strengthened, and empowered. As an eagle with keen sight and supernatural power, we rise up from the ashes, from the illusions of despair and chaos. Free from thoughts of material lack and limitation, we run, but we don't lack energy or become tired. We walk, but are never worn out. So when the illusions appear to be more significant than the truth, rest on the actions of I am. When your mind can't seem to stop racing, be still and know. Take slow, deep, cleansing breaths. Feeling every cell within you with the divine breath of life. Be made new again and again by the infinite wisdom that created everything around you in the beginning. But don't rest too long. Healing and restoration is instantaneous when we believe the spiritual principles of divine law. And the greatest of these is love. Rest in love. Be renewed by love. Be strengthened by love. Rise up in love. See the eyes of love. Feel with love. Touch with love. As you allow love to fill every inch of your being, you realize nothing else but love ever existed. Everything else is merely an illusion. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Isaiah 40:31.